All right, you're here with Brothers Forge Gaming. Right here, we have Pinball Quest on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Right out the gate, Jalico bringing that heat. Love that intro music, gets me pumped up. Now, pinball is one of my favorite arcade games to go play. When you bring it home, pinball doesn't necessarily translate all that well to console. Although I do enjoy it, it still just isn't quite the same. In recent years, Zen Pinball and some of those guys, they've been doing a great job on the modern consoles, bringing their own version of video game pinball, which is excellent. But back in the day, back here in the 16-bit, 8-bit eras, not to say that it wasn't fun, but it is hit and miss. Even some of my favorite tables, High Speed was brought to the NES, one of my favorite tables in the arcades, and Funhouse, of course, one of my all-time favorites. That was ported to, I want to say, was it PS2, various PS3. I think it's been ported several different times to several different consoles. Still just isn't quite the same. However, we're smack dab right in the middle of our 50 for 50 challenge. What that is, guys, Easy and myself are going to be beating a total of 50 Nintendo games over the next 5 months in celebration of our 3-year anniversary here on YouTube. Can we do it? Make sure to tune in and find out. We are at about 10 of 25 apiece, so we're right on track. We got about 4 more months to go, beating 15 games. Can we do it? Come on, come back, check us out. But right here, we have Pinball Quest on the NES. What a fantastic game. Now, one thing, though, that does hold this game back is what's nice is it's RPG-esque light style pinball game, which is, I believe this was the first of its kind. And that's not to say it didn't have some issues. Now, one thing that you've noticed is you have to move the flippers back and forth, which you'll see on various console-style games. I am not a huge fan of that. And also, it is an RPG, so you got to think, okay, grindy. As you notice, I now have the purple flippers, picked up a permanent stopper. I would recommend you go straight for those. The upgraded flippers and the permanent stopper. Don't be wasting your time with the other ones. And then eventually, once you have enough coin, you basically buy the middle stopper for each time. You have to buy it each time you go to a level or die and have to, start over. You have to rebuy that, and it's expensive. So, but once you get rolling, you'll have the cash. So basically, you just need to grind out, get those power-ups, and you'll be on your way. I probably had to sit there and grind on that first level for like an hour to be able to beat the second level, but after that, once I got these devil flippers, oh baby, it was off to the races. Now there was a step below, something maybe they were called power flippers. I don't necessarily remember what they were called. I didn't try those, and one thing I think about these devil flippers is that they are unpredictable. They will at times not work, or they'll just do random things. So that is the downside to them, but their power level, I believe, is unparalleled. Now, all that being said, this is a very fun game. It can be frustrating. It's also a very short game. If you're looking to beat a Nintendo game, you might be able to do it right here if you want to put in the time. I would like to say anyone could beat this game if they put in the time. Now, as you'll see, going over the stages here, what was there? I want to say there's 6 stages. There's different mechanics in each stage, all very similar. You got to beat an in-stage boss to progress to the next stage. However, once you clear a stage, if you do happen to fall behind and have to go back a stage, they fast track you to being able to go back to the current stage you're on. You just have to get to the top of the screen again, basically. But yeah, each stage, you got to defeat a boss basically to get to the next stage. And as you can see, there's different power levels there in the lower right corner. You've got for your pinball, you want to get those up. That's the fastest way to get through these. And like I mentioned, these upgraded flippers are the way to go. That hurt that guy. When the screen changes colors, you're doing damage. Now, one thing Easy and I have made note of, have discussed amongst ourselves, is that some of these games, this game in particular right here, I probably would have, after the first stage, where you just can't progress that second stage. I mean, maybe it was me. I'm gonna say it's the game. The mechanic of the game is set up to make you have to grind to be able to pass those levels. But anyway, we've mentioned if we weren't doing this challenge, there are community challenges out there. That's one of the great things about being here on YouTube and reaching out, talking to the YouTube community and the various, other players in the game out there. Is when you do one of these challenges, it really motivates you to want to progress the game. And a lot of Nintendo games are so frustrating that you want to put them down and never pick them up again. And I can think of just so many titles like that. Even just in this recent challenge I'm doing, like I said, this being one of them, I probably would have took this game out of the toaster and chucked it across the room and never touched it again because I was so frustrated with it that, if we weren't challenging ourselves to this, it may be one of those things where just never play this game again. I wouldn't have seen the ending. I wouldn't have progressed these stages. And after you clear that second stage, I mean, the whole world opens up to you, and this game becomes a ton of fun. So if you guys are looking for a fun experience, put the work into this one. Get past that second stage. You can make it to the end after that. It's not too challenging after that once you figure it out. However, this one can catch you by surprise and make you want to pull your hair out. Well, alright guys, why don't you sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this playthrough. Check out those in-screen cut screens there, and if you're stuck on a level, maybe check it out. Check out this playthrough, it could help you through. But if you're not looking for that, by all means, no need to spoil the whole thing for yourselves. Come on back, check us out guys, we're going to be beating Nintendo games, and lots of them. You've been hanging out with Brothers Forge Gaming, and we'll see you on the next run.